Oh, hey guys. People got me real upset. People have been calling me a discount leafy, a discount pyrocynical, a discount game theory, and it's all over what I wear, and my videos, and my theories. So you know what? If I'm a discount leafy, then I'm gonna serve. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So our first new wait a minute. Yeah, this is a real knife, man. I'm getting demonetized. Hello and welcome back to What You Missed News, the video game news show where I deliver you some key articles from the week and talk about some things that are very important to the gaming industry and possibly to you. Before we jump into the video, I wanted to insert some footage of Seasonic. Seasonic sent me a PSU power supply for a computer I built, and they just wanted me to promote their product, and I did, and that's usually where it ends. But they sent me a care package filled with all kinds of cool stuff, so that's what you're going to be seeing in the background. I wanted to give them big shout outs. If you're looking for a power supply that's really good, you can find the 850 watt. I believe it's gold rated. It might be bronze, but I'm pretty sure it's gold rated. It's a hybrid fanless power supply, and you can get that for around $100 on various platforms like eBay, Amazon, and Newegg. So if you're looking to build a new system or replace your PSU, I strongly suggest that you go with Seasonic. They were very nice to me and sent me something. I did not get paid for this promotion, so I don't have to declare that. You won't find it in the description. There's nothing grimy about this. I'm just a nice guy, and I like to promote companies that do stuff like that. The second thing I want to talk about before I jump into the news stories is a lot of people ask me, Proto, where do you get your clothes at? Where do you get these sweet jackets I see you with? These awesome shirts? Well, this is a Nintendo hoodie. I'll throw up a picture of what's on the back of it. That's the most important part, and you don't get to see that in videos. Well, I usually either find them off of eBay, or I get them in things like Super Geek Box, 1UP Box. So those guys are very nice to me. Again, I get a kickback when people buy the boxes, but I'm not promoting them in that kind of way. I don't care if I get a lot of money or not. It doesn't matter to me. They're just nice, and they send out these boxes, so I'm nice back, and in return I promote their products. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of promotion before we jump into something really terrible. So let me gather my thoughts here. Whew. This is going to be a bad one, ladies and gentlemen. The FCC proposes rolling back Obama-era net neutrality regulations. I'm not going to explain the whole in-depth details of this. You really need to search that up yourself if you want to get involved in this. Basically, it eliminates a free and open internet to everyone. So whereas some websites are considered to be bandwidth heavy and some to be considered bandwidth light, you would have to pay more, or the ISPs would be able to slow down those websites for competing streaming services. Very bad stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Essentially, you would pay more for Netflix, and you would have a slower Netflix because your internet service provider provides you a competing service, which would potentially be cable or other streaming services. And yeah, it's basically like, hey, you're using the competition, so we're going to make it really bad for you to use the competition, but you can still use the competition, okay? Now, if you want faster Netflix speeds, you just have to pay us $49.99 on top of your internet bill. You know, stuff like that. And a lot of people are using examples like they're piecing it out. Oh, email will cost you this much. Live chat services will cost you this much. Video games will cost you this much. It's not even that. It's that you don't know how twisted they could make these rules, regulations, and practices. They could piece it out into individual websites. Every single website online could be pieced out into an individual price tag. Okay, that's how serious it is if you want high-speed internet. This is the end of free and open internet. You need to stand against this, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to contact your congressman, send him an email. Send him a tweet. There are plenty of congressmen on Twitter. Post on your Facebook. Share this video with everyone. Let everyone know what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. We need to keep a free and open internet. It needs to be fair, and it needs to be equal to all websites. Otherwise, welcome to corporate internet. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to carry on to the next one. And again, we have some I don't even know what to think of this. I love this game that teaches people not to touch my hair. All right. So there is a black woman, and she is having her hair touched by a bunch of white people. I'm assuming a lot here, so if I'm wrong, feel free to comment down below. But that's essentially what I'm getting out of the picture. And apparently this game essentially teaches you not to touch women's hairs. All right, okay. Good, great, wonderful. Essentially, this is kind of a game for a lot of women in general, and more specifically targeted towards black women who have certain hairstyles who hate their hair to be touched. If you didn't know, it's kind of a thing that goes around where people like to touch certain other people's hairs, like if it's cornrow braided, if it looks really nice, if it's different and it's strange. I don't know. I don't know the obsession with touching hair. I really have never known it. I've never done it in high school. I never did it in college, never in the army either. It just wasn't my thing. But, you know, this is a big issue, and I've seen it before in schools. So apparently this game teaches you not to touch people's hair. So, 2017, ladies and gentlemen. Hawaii wants to fight the predatory behavior of loot boxes. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. The Gambling Commission over in Germany, Belgium has declared EA's loot boxes gambling, and so has Hawaii. The senator has come out and put out a video and a statement against this. They are actively going to attempt to ban all microtransactions, all loot boxes from video games. This does include Overwatch. So for those of you who were defending Overwatch, naughty, naughty. Too bad for you. It's going to get banned, ladies and gentlemen, if they have their way. I'm sure that there's going to be a levy and lobbyists fighting against this, don't get me wrong, but I really do think it's a good thing to get microtransactions out of gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the cusp of a golden age of gaming, and who would have thought it was all simply due to EA's overreaching greed? Man. And EA really screwed up, because the rest of the companies are going to suffer now. Activision, Ubisoft, Blizzard, all of those companies that were putting in these grimy practices for loot boxes, all of these companies dealing with this, yeah, they're gonna lose out on a lot of money because of EA's overreaching greed. If you want more details on this story, I strongly suggest you take the link in the description below and read up on it. But yeah, when the government gets involved and starts to regulate things, what happened the last time something major like this happened? The ESRB system was created. So this will likely continue on, and I don't see the video game companies winning. Call of Duty's World War II's 9 multiplayer maps aren't nearly enough. I echo this sympathy. I have played on many of the maps over and over and over again. I'm only a lieutenant and officer on Call of Duty World War II. I think it's a decent game, but mediocre all the same. It's not broken. There's no glitches destroying the game. Technically, there aren't hackers running rampant, and that's good. Good things. But at the same time, there's really nothing special about it. So if you'd like a World War II shooter, that's a decent game, but you do need a lot more maps, so you might want to wait until they drop more maps to pick it up. I bought the game for $20. Believe it or not, I got a deal essentially on launch day, so you know, I can't really suggest paying more than that. I already feel bad for paying $20 for it, but again, it's not a broken game, so at least I have that. So the multiplayer maps aren't a lot. There's not enough of them, a lot of people say. And I guess, you know, I guess that's true. At the same time, when you have way too many maps, like on Halo, the Master Chief Collection, it's like, you know, there's still maps on there I haven't played specifically on there, but I played on other Halos. So it's pretty difficult to deal with it when you have way too many maps and it's hard to master. I think a nice healthy balance of a decent amount of maps, but not too many or not too little, is exactly what's needed, because you need to master the maps to get good at the game. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp worldwide release date has been announced, but it has released to us in the Americas a day early, I believe. So that's really cool. Download it, check it out if you want to, but do be leery and cautious of any grimy practices, because I have seen news stories going around about how grimy the game is. I guess I haven't really checked into it, because it's just a silly phone game. But again, people can get addicted to games all the same. We just had a story about how loot boxes were confirmed to be gambling. There has been widespread rumor about EA firing a Plants vs. Zombies creator, which isn't quite true. You need to check the description for this story also and read up on everything that happened with it. It's a very lengthy story. Essentially, there is correlation, but that might not link causation. The creator was very much against pay-to-win practices in Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, but I can confirm that there is very little to no pay-to-win practices in that game, and the same with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1. Yes, you can unlock better characters. Yes, you can unlock some characters that are slightly more would be better for the game, but it doesn't give you such an edge that you will completely destroy the competition. You can still play with the default characters, the standard characters, and that's just fine. Again, I don't defend EA because this is an EA property, but at the end of the day, this stuff is coming out because of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversies with microtransactions, loot boxes, and pay to win. A lot of people thought he was being fired essentially because of his opposition to pay to win mechanics in games, and that seems to not quite be true. We need more information from the story. We need an extreme response quickly from Electronic Arts. I don't think we're going to get it because they're dealing with the Star Wars controversy, but until this clears up, I'm not really going to go into full details about it. Just know that it's a thing. So Battlegrounds is getting a modified China version to conform with socialist core values. Socialism. Not even once. Do I have to go into this story? Does anyone out there confused as to what is going on here? The long and the short of it, this game has to be changed to conform to China's small, narrow-minded view of the world, because they wouldn't want their citizens to be woken up and possibly revolt against the notion that socialism, communism, and their way of life isn't exactly the best. Again, I'm not championing the American way of life or capitalism, but at the end of the day, if you have to change video games to conform to your country's standard, I mean, really? Really, man? We're not talking about extreme violence being censored or something that is very obscene and gross and disgusting, like school shootings in video games. We're talking about a game that is conforming with socialistic core values of your country. So why am I alive? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of What You Missed. I'm going to have another episode on, I believe, the day after Thanksgiving. So I hope you guys will tune into that. That's going to be essentially Black Friday. If you guys are out shopping, do be very cautious and careful on that day. People are pretty crazy. I hate to see you get in a car wreck. And make sure you get enough sleep, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard stories of a man who was driving very tired and killed his family in a car wreck because he was too tired from driving on Black Friday, and he got into a massive wreck. So that's very depressing, and it's all over shopping for deals. Again, not touting America's capitalistic principles. A deal is great, but it's not worth your life. So please, leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, leave me a dislike if you disliked it, and let me know what I can do better in the future, and tell me what you think about Battlegrounds modifying itself to conform with socialistic values, among many of the other stories. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. I hope to see you guys next time, and as always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving, folks.